This video is about different ways to sleep, the best ways that I found to sleep. So when you're getting onto your bed, you sit down with your weight leaning toward the good leg, and then you can put your hands underneath the cast and bonk into all this stuff on the bed for the video. And then just kind of swing yourself up onto the bed. Now, at first, at least I found for the first week or so, sleeping under the covers put a lot of pressure on my foot and my knee, and it kind of hurt. So I'm going to show you at the very beginning, just make your bed, sleep on top of it. And if you have a partner that you sleep with, you may want to ask them to sleep in another bedroom or on the couch, because any movement on the bed, especially in that first week, can really send shooting pains through your leg. Okay, so I've got these yoga blocks, and this is one way that I slept right at the beginning when my leg was super tender, was I just put the yoga blocks up under the leg. And mind you, your sleep quality is probably not going to be that great, but I would just lie down, and I found that having the leg elevated helped reduce some of the pain, because I couldn't sleep with it flat. And then you just want a loose blanket that you can throw over yourself. Ugh. You might need some help with this, but if you can use your good leg to just tuck it over your toes. There we go. Just use your good leg to just tuck it over your toes. Alright. And then you can get a little bit of sleep like that. At least I got a little bit of sleep like that. That was one of the best ways that I found right at the beginning. The second way that I found to sleep was to do the same thing but with a pillow. And that was actually a little better than the yoga blocks, because I didn't have to worry about the leg rolling off or falling off the yoga block so much when I might move around in my sleep, because you can see there's kind of like a little valley with the pillow there, and it just creates a resting space for the broken leg. The other thing, once your leg is starting to heal a little bit, at least I could do this, is to have the pillow beside it and lean the leg onto the pillow kind of like this. And then I could sleep on my side, kind of. I move around a lot in my sleep, and so just being able to move positions even a little bit really helped. Another option that's kind of a mixture of what I just showed you is to build yourself like a little castle with all of your stuff. You can put the yoga blocks under the leg and then just build like a little castle with the pillows. And then you can hold the pillows between your knees, and this can kind of stabilize things as well. Although sleeping with a blanket on this one gets a little tricky because the blanket gets caught up in all the pillows. But if it's really hot, like it is right now in the summertime, then you may not be sleeping with a blanket anyway, so then it doesn't matter. So now I can kind of just sleep on my side with my leg right on the bed. Well, it's not really on my side, it's just that leg juts out to the side, and then I just move my pillow over like this, and I can get some sleep that way. I also will always try to use your hand to move your leg. Otherwise, and that's another reason to sleep on top of the covers if you can, because it just is easier and you're not dealing with the blankets pushing your foot down. I found that I could get a little bit of sleep like this, as long as that knee was in the right, that leg was in the right position. After the first week, definitely not in the first few days, because those shooting pains, if you've ever broken a bone and you move it the wrong way, you'll know what I'm talking about. But once things start to heal, that tends to diminish. Anyway, is that I found that if I put a pillow kind of under this leg, I could get a little bit of sleep like this. Or I could scoot over on the other side and just bend my leg so that this knee would rest between the top of the leg and the bottom of the leg. Or was it the other way? Yeah, it was like this. So that I bent my leg so that the cast rested on the shin of this side, and then I could get some sleep this way too. But don't try these ones at the beginning. Only try these ones after a few days or a week or two. You want your leg to be as supported as possible during the first few. And if it's bent like this, you're going to need something under your knee, because you can't eat yoga blocks or pillows or whatever, because you can't lay your leg flat. It just doesn't bend that way with the cast. Another trick that I discovered for when you're sleeping is at the base of your bed, you can just tuck a pillow like this right at the end, and then it lifts up the covers so that when you have your foot down here, it doesn't feel the weight of the blanket, because the pillow is taking that weight, and then it gives you freedom to move or shuffle or roll around or whatever while you're sleeping. So you can do that when you're ready to sleep under the covers. And in those positions that I showed previously, where you have one leg resting on the other, I found that if I put a nice soft pillow like this just between my thighs, it helps to absorb some of the impact and makes it easier for me to get sleep without pain. Another trick that the doctor showed me, actually no, this was the x-ray tech, was to use your good leg and tuck it under your heel and use that so that both of your legs are kind of moving as one unit when you're getting in and out of bed or shifting your leg around, rather than using your arms if you're not that flexible to use your arms. Then you can roll your way off your bed like this and shimmy to the edge so you can put your feet down, grab your crutches, and get up. The other thing to remember is don't be a medicine hero. If the doctor says you can take your Advil before you go to bed, because your leg will be achy and sore, likely, for the first while as it's healing. And the Advil will help take the sharp off and help you to settle down and get some sleep. Okay, best of luck to you all. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next broken leg video.